Welcome back to AORUS Build Wars. We're here at the Gigabyte USA offices and we're about to begin the PC building showdown. Now, as a recap, on the last episode, you guys saw us go out to Micro Center Tustin, where we invited 4 contestants to build the best possible gaming PC. Each contestant had a budget of $1,500 as well as 25 minutes to shop for their hardware. Now, in today's episode, we're finally going to assemble all the gaming PCs, benchmark, as well as judge to see who deserves the title of AORUS Build Wars champion. All right, so are you guys ready? Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so we're about to begin. Let's start the counter in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, guys, so the competition is starting off pretty smooth. You can see we got some more experienced PC builders. They are building by themselves, but there's also a couple new PC builders. They've never built a PC before. They do have some helpers with them. So we got some Gigabyte staff to help make the process go smooth.
There was kind of some doubts that were coming up, if only because I am a little bit more on the amateur side of PC building, while I have built my own system. So yet again, I kind of went all or nothing on 2080, which ate up half of my budget. As well as that is, I had a lot of last minute changes of parts.
All right, so we're here with Jordan. Jordan is just about ready to install the CPU. Jordan, can I ask, which CPU did you get for this system?
The CPU that I went for was actually an i5.
An i5,
yes.
Okay. So an i5, I noticed you kind of have a slower CPU compared to some of the other competitors.
Yes.
Where did you use the budget that you saved?
The budget that I saved most certainly did go into the GPU itself. The reason why is because for a budget PC build, I did kind of overkill the graphics card. First thing that was going on in my mind was, I need to get this done. I can't let anybody else finish before me. Yeah, I had the experience in the room. There couldn't be any reason why I shouldn't finish in an hour.
So Justin, I'm pretty impressed you had some budget to go with an AO cooler.
Well, definitely had to make sure with the 9700K, keep it nice and cool.
That's true. It has a lot of power, but a lot of power means heat, right?
A lot of power means a lot of heat generated.
Yeah, that's probably a smart choice going with the AO cooler. How many systems have you built in your PC building career?
Oh, geez. I couldn't even keep count at this point.
This is just another one to add to the list.
Yeah, probably, over the last 20 years, probably at least 50 or so.
Wow, that's crazy. So this is like a piece of cake for you, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's always little things you run into with new parts that you've never used, like how an AIO goes on.
All right, contestants, 20 minutes have passed. You have 40 minutes more to go.
I was trying not to pay attention to the other tables because I kept hearing in the background like, Umi is last. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Everything is fine.
How do you feel about the PC build so far?
I feel like my hands are sweaty. And there's so many wires.
Yep.
Look at this.
Yep.
It's like an octopus.
That's kind of the challenge is doing cable manage afterwards.
That's crazy.
But luckily you have Brian here with you to help you out.
Okay.
So, Umi, have you built PCs before?
No, never.
This is your first time.
This is my very first time.
Yeah.
Normally when people build PCs, they want like privacy and they want you to leave them alone and not get in the way. You know, so that's why I never like learned or watched anyone. Oh, I think I got it.
All right, guys, so we're about halfway through the competition. You can see there's people from different experience ranges. We got 2 beginner builders who are building their first PC or one of their very first PCs. You can see they're getting help from the AORUS staff, and I think they're doing a great job, especially for beginner PCs. On the other side of things, you can see we have our more experienced guys. You can definitely see Justin, he does have the edge when it comes to experience because I believe he's built over 50 PCs in his PC building career, so this should be a piece of cake for him. Honestly, if I were to choose a winner right now, I'd probably root for Justin, so let's see how the rest of the guys do.
when I started looking at the parts and stuff and thinking about how like I have built one before, I was like, okay, this shouldn't be too bad. And then in the beginning, I was like, this is no problem. I'm gonna finish in an hour. But I was just worried about like little things going wrong and taking up time because that always happens.
All right, so Naren and Howard, you guys have 28 minutes on the clock. Do you guys feel any pressure right now?
Yes.
Looking around, I think we're okay.
Yeah, actually,
we don't have much after this. So.
That's true. That's true.
Is it supposed to be like that? That low?
You know what? Should be okay.
Is the placement okay? Yeah.
For time's sake, I think let's move
Yeah.
on to the next.
As long as it spins, it works, right?
We can adjust it later.
How many minutes? 22? Oh no. Yeah.
You want to set it in there again?
No.
But is this one a magnet?
Or maybe
All right, guys, so a quick status update on everything. So far, the 4 contestants are working really hard to make sure the PCs are getting completed, but let's give a progress update. In first place, we've got Justin, who is pretty much almost finished with his entire PC. He just installed his graphics card, and I think the only thing left for him to do is just do SSD installation and some cable management, then he's good to go. After that, I'd probably say a tie between Naren and Jordan on their PC installation progress. They both have the motherboards as well as their coolers installed, so everything's looking real smooth for them. And unfortunately, in last place, we have Umi and Brian. They still have yet to install the CPU cooler. They're just starting to work on it now, but hopefully they should get it going on pretty soon. All right, guys, time to start wrapping things up. We have 1 more minute remaining. 1 more minute. 20 seconds remaining. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hands up, everybody. Hands up.
With the time constraints, I did have to put away cable management and forego it as much as I could. I did still do a little cable management, but not near as much as I would have liked.
I know it turns on, but I don't know how it runs. But I feel confident in the performance portion because of the motherboard and the graphics card that I got.
I think I wasn't too confident going in, but now I think I'm gonna win, so you're going down.
While actually building it, I was getting quite frustrated. Now that it's actually together, I'm actually a lot happier with how it turned out in the end.
All right, guys, so we're in the final section of AORUS Build Wars. This is going to be the judging section. We have judges here with us today, and we're going to talk about each contestant's build, and we're going to finally decide who's going to take the grand title championship of AORUS Build Wars. So let's start off with Jordan. Jordan, can you step up for me, please? So, Jordan, can you explain to the judges what's this build about?
So like I've said, I come from a graphic design background, and so I was looking for a PC that could both do some work with rendering and graphics, which also happens to help make it a really good system when it comes to gaming. So one of the first things that I did actually go for when I was thinking this out was that I wanted to get the power of a 2080 in there just to really help with performance in both gaming as well as in terms of render times.
So judges, what do you have to say about Jordan's PC?
Well, I like the theme. That part was good. The white and black panda theme is always good. However, I think the performance, you did have a 2080, but you did pick an i5. So that is only a quad core CPU, I believe, or 6 core. Yeah, but you said you did graphic design. That's a pretty important feature.
I can just build on what Brian said. I really like the clean design, you know, it's black and white, including the RGB as well. It's simple, it's modern, like you said. For cons, I will have to dock you a little bit on the cable management. I do see a few cables just lying around there. It lacks Wi-Fi for being a 2019 PC, so I wish kind of picked a Wi-Fi motherboard, but besides that, I like it.
Thank you for the input, judges. Jordan, thank you for your time. Let's talk about the next contestant. Okay, so next up from our contestants is Umi. Umi, could you step up for me, please? I know this is your very first PC build. Could you explain to the judges more about that PC right there?
So for aesthetics, I wanted to go for something simple, but also sleek and cool. Streaming and making sure that my quality of stream and game is the most important part of my job, which is why I picked everything in there.
Thanks for sharing, Umi. And judges, what do you have to say about Umi's PC?
Cable management is great. Very clean aesthetic again. I'm a little biased because I have that same case at home. But cons, I would say it lacks a little bit of illumination actually. It's actually not as bright as I would like. And there's no really clear kind of color scheme.
Yeah, I mean, not bad for your first build, like ever, right? Everything came together, it works. I noticed you kind of had some trouble during the build. So we kind of took that into consideration as well because you didn't finish on time, unfortunately. Good pick on the Ultra board. I think on the benchmarks, you scored one of the highest. So the spec-wise, it was really solid. Yeah, overall, it's a good build.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, judges, thank you for the input. Thank you for sharing, Umi. And let's move over to the next contestant. All right, so our next contestant is Naren. Naren, can you please step up? Can you explain more about this PC?
Yeah, so I come from a background of, everything that I do is very heavily audio based. And so I thought I would build a PC that kind of reflects that. And so I went for a very soundproof or a very quiet build.
And judges, what do you think about this PC?
So performance-wise, again, it's near the top. Most of you guys had a similar build with a 2070 Super and a i7 9700K. So I really did like the quiet theme. You went with that theme and then you chose all the parts that embody that theme.
Yeah, to build on that, when we were benchmarking it, we thought the computer wasn't on because it was so quiet. So I guess that might be a con, but no, yeah, it's super quiet. There's a lot of space for storage. So if you ever want to expand on that, that would be nice. Only cons, again, just personal taste. Just lacks either a little illumination, but if you were going for an all kind of like silent but deadly theme, I would probably remove some of the RGB, but that's all controllable by software, so it's okay.
Thank you for sharing, judges. Thank you for sharing, Naren. And let's move over to the final contestant for AORUS Build Wars. So we're on to our final contestant, Justin. Justin, can you step up for me, please? As a veteran PC builder, I'm sure you've built a lot of PCs in your life. Can you explain this latest one that you built?
My goal for this was performance-based. I wanted to get the most performance for dollar. I'm a gamer. I do CAD design. I do animated light shows, which is a lot of CPU and GPU intense activity. So the main goal, like I said, squeeze as much performance out of every part as I could and make it looking as good as I can in the meantime.
Thanks for sharing, Justin. And judges, what do you think about Justin's PC?
For me, you actually probably have the best thermals because you do have the most fans out of, I believe, all the cases. So you do have some room for overclocking. You can push that performance. Probably one of the cons I saw is that the front fans are actually not matching. So it's just a pet peeve. If I'm looking at it from the front, yeah, just gotta get rid of that bottom fan.
Yeah, I mean, overall it's a good build. You definitely know what you're doing, and you're one of the only ones that finished on time, so we wouldn't really count the cable management against you, although it was pretty messy, especially on the top and bottoms. So aesthetically, not only was it a little messy, it also it was very similar to some of the other contestants, which, I mean, it's something that you can have predicted, but again, doesn't stand out as much.
Judges, thank you. Justin, thank you. So guys, allow us some time to discuss. We're gonna rate everyone's build, and then we're gonna come to final decisions.
I like to think that the 2080 is going to help kind of shoulder the burden when it comes to the performance. So I'm actually fairly confident.
You know, everyone's gonna try to be pretty, but if I went for something unique like that.
Well, I wanted to say thank you to AORUS for allowing me to be a part of this and have this opportunity to hang out with such great creators, and the whole AORUS crew has been really, really fun to work with. And I do hope I take them down, but if I don't, it was really nice meeting everyone.
I know some of the parts being judged is also appearance as well as performance. I think I'll take a hit on the cable management, but I believe everything else put together, I think it would be a minor hit.
All right, guys, so the results are in. The judges have discussed and they have come to their conclusion on this episode of AORUS Build Wars. So we're about to make the final call here, guys. Let's go ahead and do this. So contestants, can I ask you to come up here, please? All four of you. Perfect. And judges, can I ask you to present your conclusions?
So Jordan, we really liked the theme. The aesthetic was almost there, not quite, but we did have to dock a lot of points because you didn't finish on time and you were actually the last one to finish. So for that reason, you are deleted.
So Umi, when it came down to judging, it was a really close between you three actually. So when we looked at performance, you guys were all very close to each other, like close enough where we couldn't factor that in anymore. So it came down to more aesthetic and flair. Aesthetically, yes, yours was very well cable managed, but we did have to take into consideration you didn't finish on time. And at the time when the buzzer rang, it was still a very incomplete build because you took a long time with the cooler, unfortunately. So that kind of worked against you, fortunately. But it did turn out to be very nice after you added the final touches. As for flair, we thought, once again, there's a lot of similarities between everyone, and that's why it kind of didn't stand out as much. But if we went for like the building parts results, I guess we would have to reconsider and make this like a really serious debate. So unfortunately, you have been deleted.
All right, judges, who's next?
Justin, can you please come up to the front? So for your case, I definitely like that it's again a little similar to Jordan's and Umi's. Of course, performance, it's up there with everyone. I definitely like your RAM pick. Just the whole build was very nice, and you finished on time. The few things we will kind of have to dock you for is definitely going to be that cable management. Cable management is slightly on the messy side, and the front I/O, of course, not all the fans matching, and just there's not too much differentiating factors. So for that, you are deleted.
Thank you.
All right, so Naren, you're the last one standing. Congratulations. You are the winner of AORUS Build Wars.
Thank you.
Now, real quick, I actually want to get the judges to explain why they chose you as the winner. So judges, can you please explain?
Yeah, it was a really close call. We really had a debate for this one, and we really just thought yours stood out the most out of everyone else's. You really stuck to your guns. You had a plan going into the Micro Center to shop, and you executed pretty well. Yeah, the system was super quiet, so we really liked it.
So Naren, congratulations. You are the winner of the first ever AORUS Build Wars. So not only do you get to take home the first championship title, but we also have some cool AORUS prizes to go along with your AORUS system, which we have right over here. So you have your desktop, which you can take home, but you're also going to be getting AORUS peripherals, mouse, mouse pad, keyboard, and to top it all off, you are going to be getting an AORUS monitor to complete the whole system. So Naren, congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you so much to AORUS for having me. I had so much fun, and honestly, I knew I was gonna win. Yeah, it was such a fun experience. I get to take home this beautiful monitor and all the peripherals, and I hope to come back again sometime and maybe win the next one. I don't know. Team up. Fight on. Did I say it right?
Cut.